Hi, thought I'd do a bit of an update. It's been a while since I've done a little bit of an update video on things that I've been waiting to be done to do with these adaptions. I've got a bit of hiccups, so I'm trying to get rid of them. It's always when I press record that the inevitable happens. So last week I've had the OT come out along with a quality check guy that has a look at all the work that's been done, and he takes pictures and gives it a look, and they have a discussion over what they thought. It should have been done ages ago, and I should have had regular updates with these people, but they've just sort of kept ignoring me and failing to come out. And then there was a third lady that was in the background. She didn't introduce herself, and I just found her a bit strange. But I think because I made the official complaint and I've got a lady involved to make sure that work is being carried out to a quicker standard to get this finished. I think there was a lady that was sent in as like a mole, not a mole, but you know what I mean, an observer. So she was listening in to all that was said and making notes and things. And of course the OT was all wonderfully lovely and, oh, how are you? How's things? And the complete opposite to how she's been. And even the quality chat guy was like a bit more jolly and chatting to the cats. And I thought, you never do that when you've come round, Anyway. Also last week, I had a guy come out. He came and he did one kick plate, because when I go in and out of my bathroom, at one point you've got to let go. And it's always around here. I was getting scuff marks from off my chair, because obviously you let go and it catches on the chair as you're going through or coming out. So I asked if I could have these things installed on the bottom, inside and out of the wet room. So they did. The guy that came out, he only had one in his hand. I don't understand the logic, but it's like, what else could I expect? I couldn't expect them to do the full job in one go. So anyway, he says, oh, the other bits are going to have to be ordered. He took photographs of the outside of my son's room and also the cleaning cupboard, because that was the worst one out of all of them. The cleaning cupboard, it had a mass of, it dented basically from the bottom of my chair. Anyway, and then he took photographs of the inside of the door and that needing to be done. So then he came back about a week later and he did these, which is great. And then the quality... The OT then messaged me wanting to come out again with the builder, the guy that's in charge of the build of the business and stuff, wanted the actual person to come out. And he should have come out. He was asked to come out when the builders were here to do the doorway. And the OT had told me to let the builders get on with it. So that's what I did. And then I complained to the complaints lady that I struggle with this doorway. All they've done is put a brand new frame in, take the old one out, put a new one in, and it's super, super thin. And they said, oh, you've got plenty of room now to get through. And I said, I've got my big chair, which is over there, that I use for out and about. And you've got the foot plates that stick out on that, the footrests. So it makes it longer. And when I transfer from one chair over to another, this chair that I'm sitting on now is always parked around this area here. And I've also got my footstool, which is there. And then when I come in, I need that area there to be able to turn to then park it back up over there. So I said, you know, at one point, the one guy was like, oh, we can take these out and we can make a frame where you have the door back that opens outwards. And I said, but I need that area for turning around in, because sometimes it might be that I've got, you know, if I've got a guest here or I'm doing something, you know, I have to think of every eventuality. And I said, if I need to just turn here and there's things going on, and it might not be with that chair, it just might be with this thing that I'm sitting in now, you know, and I've got a guest over there, or I've got, you know, things going on in that direction. I've got my cleaner over and she's pulled things out and I need to be able to come in and turn, or I need to turn here, but I can't because there's no space here to turn. It's this, the turning area has been taken away of what I would have liked. And I said, but it needs to be, because I said this chair gets caught, and you know, on the door frame itself there are marks from where I've come in and caught the frame, the door itself, and the handle could have been moved over a bit, but they've also locked the mechanism of the door, so it basically, you know, instead of being able to close more over, the guy put it there, and then he's decided to put a lock on the frame, because on the other side of this door there is like a mechanism so you can change when it shuts. He says, oh, you could trap your fingers in it. And I says, I do have a brain in my head, you know. And I said, this also affects the opening. And all of a sudden, you know, everything that the previous builders have done is wrong. And then I said, I need this. And I kept asking and I kept repeating myself. You know, sometimes you've got to say it about 20 times for the idea to sink in. I said, I need it to be gone to about here. That's where I need it gone to. And they filled it back in, you see, this way. But if they'd have kept it to here, I could have had this area this much to have, you know, to be able to turn and to get in, and it just makes all the difference for me. You know, when you're feeling fatigued and Cat, you're on my lap, come on, I can't steer, it's hard on this surface as it is. You know, I said, when you're fatigued out, you've got a big chair, you've got shopping, and you're struggling to steer, you know, your head's not feeling great. And then this flooring as well is like literally rolling around on ice. It's the only way to describe it. I slide along because it's not meant for wheelchairs. And it's got a slip to it. And even the OT was like, oh, they shouldn't have put this stuff down. They should have done like a kitchen flooring. And I thought, well, surely you oversee every little decision before they order and stuff. But clearly, she just let them get on with it. And I said, I'm not happy with this. So anyway, when this doorway is being done, then I'm going to rip this up and I'm going to choose some new flooring. And then there's bits and bobs that still need sorting out. I need a shower rail lowering. I'll quickly show you how this is. I'm going to get some tea on in a minute, I'm hungry. This shower curtain rail, that's the shower curtain rail. It's the shower rail that needs lowering. My son is dreadful and he doesn't lower it for me. So I really struggle. So I need a height that's suited for me, and he can just hold the shower head, you know, in his hands and direct it to where it needs to go. If it's not suitable for him and his height, but you know, it's got to be adapted to my needs. Yeah, that needs sorting out. It's ridiculous how high up it is, and yeah, I struggle, and then I can't grab it to you know, to have it for a wash for me. I've had this put on, this new rail, so that's been heightened up to where it suited me better. the guy that was here eventually filled in behind there. You know, it's taken such a long time for everything to be done. A year on, and I'm still waiting for things to be finished. Let me just turn around. It's really, really tight here as it is to turn, but we'll get there. Oh yeah, these are the plants that were, as I showed in the houseplant video that Bella sent, of those plants, and I'm gonna try and salvage them. I've actually removed the 2 rotten stems. I'll do a video on this, but I've removed the 2 rotten stems. They were literally like squidgy, juicy, blech, and the rest of them were solid and fine. And then I've removed the 2 really damaged outer leaves. There's a couple of leaves here that, look at that, they're horrendous. I'm going to sort all this out. I'm going to see if I can salvage them. But they are sending me new ones out, which is great. Then I can send them for Christmas gifts. Right, but getting back to this, how long have I got? Not long at all. Seconds of the video. Let me quickly turn around. And then I've got, have I got time? Have I got time? Have I got time? 38. And then they're going to put me some things